The Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better. We should start with the main gate and see where that gets us. That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
Let us pass! My children are starving!
Have mercy!
Voice-ridden dogs they are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there than in here!
More than enough room to
Fuck
sit!
off!
Find the chinless bastards! Those crystals belong to us all!
I said, where were you, filth?
Back to your stall!
Cut you down where you stand!
Destroy it!
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in. I thought we might be able to reason with the guards.
I suspect everyone in that crowd. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without the Lazarus. We'll find our way into the city.
If you're sure. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for.
numbered 6 when we left our village. 2 died.
Half the guards at that gate are Rosarian. They've sold their soul.
Why won't they let us in?
New to the camp?
Rosarians.
If so, I'd suggest finding somewhere close by.
This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
Not abandoned, then.
Oi! Visitors!
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out. Or not.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died. Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
It is. So wait.
We can speak inside.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye, the foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord, but in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Then so do we.
Make ready.
This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
Buck up, man. At least you're not dead.
We'll show them that the fire in our hearts.
What is it you require? I was unable to find room in your pack, my lord. Will that be all? I'm sure that it will prove useful. Our thanks, my lord. I'm sure that it will prove useful. I will be here should you need aught else.
Tell us then, Sir Wade.
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buett Bridge, sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians. The Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding hills. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being... While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units.
How small exactly?
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company.
But until we arrived, that was your plan.
So Wade, the bearers from Old Hill have been laid to rest.
Very good.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade.
There is but one thing, with putting an end to the...
And so we...
Now feel good, boy.
We'll keep them from the bridge. Don't you worry.
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village. We tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
I got me sideways.
Come along now.
The bastards are lucky I didn't.
There they are. On your command, my lord.
What is it now? I told you!
We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields? Then come! Die along with your flame! For Rosaria!
For Rosaria!
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear.
Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
Another wyvern to fight their battles for them. I needed that.
More dragons.
The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say I'm flattered.
A noble stand, albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need of cleansing.
Well done, Slow.
Sir Wade!
There's no one left to keep them occupied. We need to finish this.
You mean finish him? Slow. I'll be fine now.
I don't see any more.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud! My, Lord, perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it. As we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die. And her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since you're famously dead.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. Unless you deserve it. If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you. Or the Lord Commander.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything you need.
I know. Go on now, my lord.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance. All right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Maddo in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint in the Sanctuary. never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford. So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster?
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us, then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
On your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing. The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others. Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
Typical nobles.
How did we never hear?
A part of me thought Drake's head might be the last crystal we ever cracked. But I'm glad I was wrong.
How may I help you today, Clive? Your benefactors are a generous lot. All yours. Best of luck out there, Sid.
Clive! Anything catch your eye? Seen enough?
There are new billets being...
Clive!
Is something wrong?
It's Blackthorn. And if I'm honest, he ain't been for all... Normally it only takes a couple of drinks to... Something's getting him... It's like he's lost his spark, you know? But I'm thinking he might...
Fine.
I knew you...
But if he doesn't...
All right. Now, wait a bit.
Could have sworn we had a few.
I
didn't take you for a Scot.
Oh, this? Well, it's Valisthea, a culinary pilgrimage. I borrowed it from old tomes. Seems there's no creature in the realm so foul. Oh, where's your sense of it from spit?
If it's my blessing you're hoping...
Well, I'm no hunter, Sid, but you're...
Something... So...
The only... A beast.
Does the book say...
Well, only...
Rose it. One of the...
You look like you could do with a drink. Oh, keep your mug handy. Welcome back, Sid. How am I getting? And everyone, don't tell it. Don't be a stranger, Sid.
That monster's taken quite a liking to it.
Well, don't just stand there gawping. Go on, then. You'll not find a better price than that. It'd better all be here. Is that all?
Deadlands wouldn't be half as bad without all the bloody dust.
What's it got to do with...
August was worried that something had been weighing on... I thought you might want...
I told you not to stick your nose.
Clive just wants to help, innit? Talk to him. Please, mate.
It's not the sort of thing you bother...
Why don't you tell us all?
Karen and I have an arrangement. I keep an eye on Goots, and she shows me what the competition's up. Anyway, the other day, she shows me a cuirass she's come by. Masterpiece of level work. Light, supple, and tough. Made my stuff look like every clumsy shit. I should have brought the bastard thing there and then just to study it, but I was too proud. And now every time I reach for my hammer, there, You got what you came for.
All right. We're going. I always thought of old Blackthorn as a bit of a force of nature. Didn't think anything could rattle him.
Blackthorn's always taken pride in his craft. Something tells me this is only going to get worse. If he has doubts, it will affect his work.
I couldn't agree more.
He said he should have bought that cuirass. Assuming you're happy to help.
Too bloody right.
Glad to hear it. First thing... Karen, Blackthorn mentioned that you'd recently come by a leather cuirass.
And he ain't been himself since he saw it. So we...
Sorry, sold it already. Didn't think Blackthorn cared for it the way he turned his nose. But it was nicely put together, that's for certain. Even if the makes all his stuff to order. But the fella who commissioned it refused to pay.
You don't know where we might find him, do you?
Like I said, he's a bit of an odd one. He don't trust hunters neither, which means he spends as much time out tracking beasties.
I see.
He did tell me something, though. Apparently, his next commission's...
Here! There's a griffin on the hunt board. The curse breakers were placing... Now, where the bleeding hell was it sighted? Somewhere in Sambrec, maybe?
Thank you, Karen.
At least you would...
So, it sounds like going after that griffin might be the best chance we have of finding our road.
I'll leave the hunting to you. While you get on with that, I'll ask...
Good idea. Hopefully one of...
What do you need? A Sancthornian, do you? That it? Fine, Clive. So, what'll it be? What do you need? I always thought I could... Oh. Back to work, then.
Typical nobles.
Back again, Lord Rosfield. What will it be to...
The Iron Kingdom.
You'll soon be setting sail for the mother crystal that rises from the... There was a time when a true-blooded... As you know, the Iron Kingdom rules over the islands to the west of Storm. Or rather, its church does.
But this is not the pragmatic approach to state religion employed by the Holy Empire to manipulate the masses. No, the Iron Kingdom is the literal embodiment of the crystalline orthodoxy. And so, if one is to understand it, one must start there. As the name implies, the orthodoxy holds the Mother Crystal sacred, and they do not take kindly to heathens plundering the objects of their worship for the means to fill washtubs and light lamps with frivolous feats of magic. Indeed, the faithful consider ether a sinful thing, a poison no less. And to them, a dominant is an instrument of evil, albeit one they have proven only too happy to turn against their enemies. Some 80 years ago, in Northern Storm, Drake's eye collapsed. Soon after, in pursuit of ether and with the Blight at their backs, the Northern Territories descended upon the Grand Duchy of Rosaria. And when the Shields of the Flame marched north to meet them, the Iron Kingdom spied an opportunity. A few short days later, the Crusaders landed on the island of Mount Justanus, home of Drake's breath, and plucked it from the duchy's grasp. Rosaria tried to reclaim it, of course, but to no avail. I doubt more than a handful of duchy men have set foot on its shores in your lifetime. Nor are they like to again, under the Empire's stewardship, meaning the Iron Blood will keep their island, and with it, the foothold they need to march on mainland soil when next they spy an opportunity. The Mother Crystal is both the object of the Iron Blood's worship and their gateway to the continent, making Drustinus the holiest of holy grounds, from which the Orthodox Crusade shall one day sail forth to claim the remaining Mother Crystals, or die trying.
My father and my grandfather both traded blows with the Iron Blood for control of Drake's breath. Had things unfolded differently at Phoenix Gate, we would have sent our entire fleet against them.
But instead, they sent their fleet against Rosaria, sacked the capital, killed the men, and captured the women, including Jill. I'd say you'd be forgiven for wanting a little revenge, Clive.
My only aim is to destroy the Mother Crystal. But thank you all the same. Not much else to do here. Let's see if Jill's ready.
Ah, my favorite pupil. What is it that you wish to learn? Very good.
Typical nobles.
It will be over soon.
How are you doing? Quick look.
Thank you for sticking with us.
Those of us who are still
Perhaps I'd
here.
live longer if I bade this town farewell.
Ah, welcome. Times
Unwanted violets, if you have them. Though.
Why, I haven't heard folk call. You're looking for scorpion tails. Unwanted violets is what folk used to call them back in the day. They turn a wick. Used to chuck them in the pot when there weren't nothing else on offer. And even if they were...
Do the scorpions...
I dare say they do.
Thank you.
It'll take ages. Tidy all this stuff up.
sharp. Oi! You handy with that? Of course you are. Now,
Chocobo.
you are not white.
Work it.
You saved one. Don't worry.
Don't you go causing any trouble now.
Whiteheart. That's quite a name for a chocobo. A white feather. I thought Ambrosia was one of a kind. Speaking of brave, but looks like they went that way. These chocobos aren't going down without a fight. They're in trouble.
We got you cornered, Feathers. You didn't think you'd seen the last of us, did you? You've been bad for business. But I reckon someone...
Not around here, they won't.
Oh.
Because she's something of a hero in these parts. You hurt her.
Piss off.
All right, then.
To me, Flames!
You're safe now. White Hart, I presume. Do you know her, boy? That scar. It couldn't be. Ambrosia. It is you. You survived. And you found yourself a flock.
Oi! Is it over? I thought I'd come and see how you were getting on. Oh, you sorted the bastards then? And the whole flock?
Thankfully, they did. And not only that.
Well, I'll be. I never stopped to think our hero here might once have been someone's mount. Though I dare say she'd suit a fine fellow like yourself. Reckon our feathered friend must have learned a thing or two from her master. Kind. Bird like her would have cost a princely sum. You
Well,
Oh, no, sorry. I didn't mean to pry.
What is it, girl?
She wants her master back up. Told you. And it's...
Is that it? You want to come with me?
Well, bugger me if this ain't a heartwarming sight. Oh, stay right... Doesn't she cut an handsome figure, eh?
She does indeed. How much do I owe you?
Ah, a few scraps of leather's the very least I owe old White Hart. Oh, I'll be sad to see her go, of course. But don't you worry, we'll get along. You hear that, White Hart? You've earned yourself some time off. You seem awful familiar now. That's it. When those chocobos swarmed my cart on the road, didn't you? No, that can't be right. That
must have been my double.
Oh, must have been, eh? Oh, that'll be the excitement getting to me. Silly. Anyhow, best be...
You take care of your flock for now. I'll call you when I need you. Scorpions. At least I know what I'm up against.
Give me thunder!
I better get this back to Yvonne before it goes bad. Or any worse, at least.
Did you find...
I did it.
Marvelous! I present Chance's Stew. Grab a spoon, Sid.
I'm mad. No.
Well, it'll be too late. What? Odin's teeth. What an assault on... And yet, up through the... It takes a moment to recover from such an onslaught. I must share this gift. A single mouthful, and Molly will be breeding scorpions.
I'm...
wasn't expecting you back so soon. Here you are. All done?
Good day to you. Sid.
But when can I go on a special errand?
Not here. This is no time to ride. Not here.
Ready, go?
Faster! Time to fight. Griffins don't exactly make for easy prey. Let's hope our craftsman hasn't bitten off more than he can chew.
Be safe.
Something there, boy. Could that be our man? You all right, boy? Are you all right?
Yeah. Dare say I'll survive. That griffin caught me before I could get an arrow off. Must have lost sight of me in the grass, though. I'd be dead if it hadn't.
More likely than not.
The name's Camille. I'm a lowly leather worker, if you couldn't tell by the smell of me.
Not so lowly from what you remember selling to a merchant by the...
She's not an easy woman. Bought a cuirass from me after I lost my buyer. Quite taken. Didn't stop her bartering me down to a... She sends you for a ring.
It's not her who sent...
Well...
You should be. He's a...
Blacksmiths are proud folk. And I don't imagine an impressive sort. I'd dearly love to help a fellow. Actually...
What is it?
Treated leather. Same stuff I used to make. If your man's as skilled as he sounds...
You sure?
Well, and thanks to you, I'll be going home with all the griffin hide I can carry. Short of showing him how to make the thing myself, that is. But there are rules against it.
In that case?
I'd be much obliged. Right. I've got some grief. You send your black...
Will do. Hopefully this will sweeten Blackthorn.
Monster's taken quite a liking to... And with a bit of luck. How'd it go, Clive? Did you find him, or does that...
I found him. And he asked me to give you this.
You're joking.
He said he wouldn't teach you how to work it, but that if you were as skilled as you sounded, you...
So that's his secret. Good few times, too. And that's no ordinary oil he's used... Oh, this is fine.
Yeah? I'll take your word for it. Just looks like leather to me. Here, Clive. You don't...
Camille, I believe.
I thought there ain't many leather workers in the realm daft enough to do their own hunting, see? And his name kept cropping up when I was up. Turns out... he's from Tabor. And again, but our friend Camille guards a long-held family secret. The details...
Then we better keep this close to watch.
Listen, sorry for putting the both of you to all that. Still, I'm glad you...
That was the idea. Clive's idea, anyway.
It's good to have you back, but...
Just don't expect me to go... There's a reason he does his own hunting. He knows exactly what hides to look for. And don't get me started now. I reckon I can make something about as good. Something a curse breaker will... Anyway, enough narrowing.
Looks like we won't be needing...
As if there was a better one. I wouldn't have been the same anyway. Right, now that's sorted. Thanks, Clive.
What do you need? I'm saying Fornian, dear. Don't waste my time. You ain't got the stuff. And how am I meant to do that then? And?
Typical nobles.
How did we never hear about these guardians of the...
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Is everything we've received and everything promised? Come again. I have more for you.